Hey, good evening. It's Wednesday, December 5th. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to continue with the theme this morning about broken dreams, broken promises, and shattered dreams. There's a line from the old Top Gun movie where the pilot who thinks he can do everything is chastised by his squadron leader by saying, "Son, your ego is writing checks that your body can't cash." And that's the promise that this world offers to us. It makes these promises that it can't deliver on. And that's what I want to talk about, really zero in on that. Because there's so much heartbreak, so much hurt, so much anguish, so much pain that comes from believing promises that can never be made. And that were made with the intent of the enemy so that we can never keep them, will never be kept. So that we can have shattered dreams, live in despair, and be angry with God. In Hebrews 11, we're looking at Abraham. But there's another character to this story. I mentioned it this morning. It's Lot. His name is not in the text, but he's all over the text because he's the exact opposite of what Abraham is about. Abraham believed God. He trusted him. Abraham had seen God be faithful to him when he was not faithful to God. And then when God offers Abraham the land, he says, and tells him he has the land. Abraham believed him that God had given to him as a possession. When he splits ways with Lot, he lets Lot have the choice. He's confident. Lot looks at it and says, He makes the choice that is quote unquote logical, that's best for him. He used the 3 golden rules of real estate about making a decision. Location, location, location. And that location was Sodom. It was a beautiful place. It was referred to as the Garden of the Gods. It was so beautiful. The crops were well watered. There was irrigation. There was plenty of food. There was protection for the animals. It was a fortified city. So you were quote unquote safe there. He got kind of tired of wandering around in tents all the time. I've camped, and after a weekend, I'm ready to stop. Well, Lot was ready to stop. So he made this logical decision, moved his family towards Sodom. And he pinched his tents near Sodom, and then finally he was in Sodom because of all the benefits that were there. A logical choice, but it was not a choice based on faith. See, the only way you can be logical and be confident is if your decision is based on faith. Lot placed everything on this decision, his hopes, his dreams for his family. And they were shattered, horribly shattered. He lost everything, his possessions, lost his wife, lost his daughters, and had children by his daughters. All because he made the logical choice. See, Sodom's problem, as wrong as the bisexual immorality that was going on there, they thought they could do sex their own way. They didn't need God's way. They just did it their way. So they chose to do relationships their way. It was blessed. They had food. It was beautiful. They had protection. Who needs God? But the destruction of God rained down upon them, and their dreams were shattered. But before we get too cocky about the immoral behavior of Sodom, let's think for a moment. Their problem, the sexual immorality, was the byproduct of the real problem, not living by faith, not trusting God. You see, when we have these patterns today of legalism, of thinking we can control God, of telling people, if you do this, if you are pure, you're going to be safe. If you do the right thing, if you keep all the rules, you're going to be okay. If you invest in a relationship that seems to meet all of your needs right now, but it's not rooted in the faith of this book, those dreams which And promises that seem which so real today can be shattered in a horrible heap tomorrow. The people of Israel in Jesus' time thought that they were doing okay. They had their own system of rules and regulations. They had perverted the law of God into something that was comfortable for them. They could look down on other people. But when Jesus sends out the 12 disciples, the 72 disciples, he has these words for the folks who received the message of God. When he tells them, he says, look, when you enter a town and are welcomed, eat what is before you, celebrate with them, acknowledge their acceptance. Heal the sick who will heal the sick who are there, and tell them the kingdom of God is near you. But when you enter a town and you are not welcomed, go into its streets and say, even the dust of this town that sticks to our feet, we wipe off against you. Yet be sure of this, the kingdom of God is near. I tell you, it will be more bearable on that day than for Sodom, than for that town. Now, these are the words of Christ. This puts things into perspective. Sodom's immorality was a symptom of not walking by faith and trusting God. When we invest in relationships that are not rooted in here, we are dreaming for something that will be shattered. We're living for the moment, but then the consequences come crashing down upon us. When we put our life on, our hopes on purity, and I'm all for purity, when we put our hopes on purity and doing the right thing, surely God will bless me. That dream and that hope, they can lie in tattered ruins. God calls us to trust him, to walk in faith as Abraham did. So Abraham chose to keep walking in the desert or in the highlands or in the fields and trusting God because he knew he had a city that was for real, a life that was for real beyond this planet. So he never had a permanent place here because he had a permanent home in heaven, and he was secure. He wasn't perfect, but he was secure. Let's give up the legalism. Let's give up having our own dreams. Let's give up giving relationships our way. Let's give up using money in such a way that's going to benefit us first. And being secure in the real estate of life instead of being secure in the faith of life. This journey of hope, this journey of faith, it's a scary journey, but it's guaranteed by God. Our journeys are guaranteed by the things of this world and our hopes. And this is where the dreams are shattered and the broken promises cut us deeply. As I said this morning, I've seen too much of that. People who want to do the right thing sincerely and try because they think it's best for them. And the consequences are shattered before them. We have a better way of hope, a way of faith, where we can trust and invest in things that may not look like they can give us the immediate payoff, but provide us real hope. We can invest in dreams that will be realized both here and in the life to come. And that's the thought for the day. Continue. I love your feedback. Thank you so much for all the great comments and interaction I've had. Please continue to do that. Check us out everydaytalks247.com. If you haven't subscribed, just do that. Turn on post notifications. These videos will come right to you. Again, I'm going to continue talking about walking by faith because we've had too many broken dreams, too many broken promises, too many shattered lives. Let's trust this word and be whole. Thanks so much for being here, and Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning. You have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.